Hey there, Zach with Colony Roofers out here today looking at a building for one of our clients. One of the biggest questions I get is it normal for there to be ponding on a single ply membrane roof? Single ply membranes are TPO, EPDM, PVC, those types of membranes. And the answer depends, as unfortunate as that might be. So typically, as long as a roof drains or completely dries out within 24 to 48 hours, it's acceptable. That being said, you always want to pay attention to where is the roof ponding, because that could be a sign of larger issues or things that you really need to pay attention to. So we're going to take a look. I'm going to kind of take you through a point of view video today, look at a couple different things that I'm looking for on the roof, and give you an idea of whether the ponding on your roof is something that you should be worried about, or if it's something that is typically normal and acceptable on a single ply membrane roof. All right, so we're going to start right here. This is on the low point of the roof, so we're near the scupper, which is where the roof actually drains off. And you can see they have substantial ponding going on here. There's actually quite a bit of dirt buildup that's happened. This is years worth of dirt buildup right here. This is not something that just happens overnight. So rule of thumb, what I'm typically looking for is the amount of area that's ponding. This is more ponding than what I'd like to see on a single ply roof. You're every bit of probably 12 to 15 feet. And that's kind of pushing what we would expect on a flat roof. In comparison, let's look at a scupper over here that does appear to be draining quite well. And again, we have a little bit of ponding, but I'm not too worried about this one. Unfortunately, the ponding is, again, close to that overflow drain, but far less surface area that's actually seeing ponding, far less depth to those low areas. So this is not one that I would worry tremendously about. If the client does want to try and fix that and get the water flowing off, I do think it's a good idea, but not one that we'll specifically spend a lot of time worried about. So one other thing I want to show, moving on to a different part of the roof, is we're still looking at this same scupper here that we started with, but let's look at the high point of this cricket over here. So the cricket, as we've looked at in other videos, is something that pushes the water towards that scupper. And you can see we're every bit of probably 30, 40 feet at this point away from where that scupper is. We should not have ponding at a high point of a cricket like this. And it's a sign that there are some issues with either the installation of the cricket, maybe at some point some water has crept into the membrane. You can see there's tons of HVAC units on this building. Sometimes HVAC contractors will accidentally damage the membrane. They try to repair it a lot of the time, but maybe they miss a spot or two. You can see these other crickets. There's a few areas where, again, we have ponding at a high point on a cricket, ponding at the scupper. It's kind of a pervasive thing on this specific roof, but something that is common with a lot of roofing systems. This scupper looks fantastic. We won't really be looking to do much with this. This may just be a little bit of maintenance and cleaning. Again, this video is specifically about the ponding. I'm not speaking to if you notice rippling in the membrane on this roof. Not worried about that for this video. Do a separate one about that. But that's what you really want a scupper to look like, and a sign that it's draining well. Let's look over here real quick on some of the higher points of the roof and see what we can find from a ponding standpoint. So here is a good example, rippling on this roof that's actually causing ponding. So you can see this is a ripple in the membrane. This is a fully adhered system, meaning it's glued down with TPO bonding adhesive and most likely low-rise foam insulation or some other adhesive that's adhering the insulation to the wood deck. This rippling right here is causing ponding at the high point of the roof. So we're not in a cricket, we're not anywhere near a scupper. We're every bit of 80 feet probably from a scupper, and we've got rippling in the roof that's causing ponding, and you can see debris starting to build up there. This is not that old of a roof. This is probably a 7-year-old roof, but the more you have ponding and rippling like that, it's holding debris, the more that things are going to start to wear out prematurely, and the owner is not going to get anywhere near what they expected to from a life standpoint out of this roof. So those are kind of the major things that I'm typically looking for. This one has HVAC units, and so we'll look real quick. This is something to look out for. We've got ponding around these HVAC units, and that's something that's more of a maintenance item. Although if we do find, like here's a great example, this is just too substantial of ponding on this roof, and that's going to cause a lot of deterioration in the membrane over time. So we'll have to address that for the client as well. But the things we spoke about earlier are the biggest things. If you have HVAC units, definitely look around those and see how those are looking. The last thing I'll mention is the maintenance that needs to happen on these flat roof systems. You can see there's nothing wrong necessarily with the drainage around some of these AC units, but if I lift these hoses up, you can see they're not on blocking on this specific roof, which is typically not allowed by a manufacturer warranty. But this is purely just maintenance. There's, you know, anytime you have something that's stopping debris from getting off the roof, an actual obstruction, it just needs to be maintained. So it's a huge part of making sure that the roof is draining properly, and that the ponding that you're seeing on the roof gets off in a timely manner. Hope that's helpful. These are, again, the most important things to look for when it comes to ponding on a single ply roofing membrane.